Hey everyone, it's Adam here from Tamarindo Group. Welcome to Lockdown Diaries. This is something we're going to be doing once a week on a Friday, and we're going to give you just a sense of what we're hearing within the market across our communications teams, our networks teams, and within our conference and events teams, which of course at the moment includes a lot of virtual events. And I thought I'd start by sharing some of the insights and survey results that came from our first webinar, the What's Up webinar that took place last week. And in it, we polled around about 400 senior executive leaders, predominantly across the investment and developer space, good global representation, and with a heavy focus on the wind markets. And some of the findings were pretty revealing. I promised to talk through them on the webinar. We ran out of time, so I'm doing that now. And I just wanted to share a couple of those top line stats. I think the first one that was really interested, particularly in terms of how COVID-19 is impacting businesses in the here and now, was the fact that 82% of respondents said they've already made major changes to their business as a result of the COVID-19 epidemic in order to continue operating. And only 13% hadn't. Now, in many respects, I actually want to explore that 13% to sort of see perhaps where they're seeing that business resilience and how that's coming through. But I think that really does give us a sense of not just the scale of the changes that are taking place, but the fact that this is happening on a global stage, irrespective of country borders. The second stat that I wanted to share with you was that just over half, so 54% of our wind industry leaders predicted that wind investment would drop significantly through 2020. Now, clearly that's pretty understandable for many, as we've seen a pause on construction and so forth. And I think the question that we're really interested in is the market sentiment and the speed at which that may well pick up again in the future. Meanwhile, 80% of our survey respondents actually expected a quick recovery when lockdowns are lifted. Now, I like the optimism and the spirit from the community here. The truth is we don't know at the moment, but certainly it's good to see that is being reflected on a broad scale across boardrooms around the world. And it's also a reflection that underlying this, we know that there are some very strong businesses in a very strong space. And I think the final stat I wanted to share with you was interesting on a number of levels. 46% of our poll suggested that government responses would help in the medium term, while 39%, so 39% of that poll really weren't sure. They were neutral to that. Now, for me, that actually underlines the fact that in the short term, yes, I think as business leaders and as business owners, we are, of course, looking to the government to see, and to governments around the world, to see how they are supporting businesses and supporting jobs during this particularly unusual period. But I think the element around where this is going to go in the long term is a question that is still at the forefront of boardrooms, and there's a lot of uncertainty over what that means. So I just wanted to share those stats with you before the weekend, and as I say, the intent is to do one of these once a week. My name is Adam from Tamarindo Group. If you've got any comments or you want to share them, do so below. Someone asked me this week on a call what my lockdown luxury was. Well, I'm certainly interested in what your lockdown luxuries are. Mine is probably something that the family don't necessarily agree with, but that probably helps keep me sane. It's a spin bike hooked up to Zwift. That in itself, I suppose, is probably not a problem. It normally sits in the office. It is now here. I guess it's where it's located. It's smack bang in the middle of the living room. We'll see how long it stays there.